Hello, strong people. Week 8, day 1 of official Strongman Games prep. Press day, as usual, for day 1. Heavy press day. Heaviest press day of prep. Well, I guess not really, as I did have the heavier strict press days, but this is like the heaviest, comp style press we're going to be doing. So, at least, not total, but it's the heaviest I've gone for push press and prep. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's really about it. I mean, it's 360 for not triples. 2 sets, 60-second AMRAP. So basically 2 comp runs at a 360. So 360 is the heaviest I've gone for reps in I think after the OSG regional, I did like 365 for a double, just press, clean and press away, which was a bad idea. I was not feeling good. It didn't move well, but so it'll be the heaviest I've trained, specifically programmed since like the Pro-Am back in March. But it's not like I'm not accustomed to this weight at this point. Like I did the OSG online qualifier where I did 360 for a double, 380 for a double, 400 for almost a double, 1.5, as if that half counts, but I don't really have a number in mind. I'm more about, rather than just banging out a bunch of reps and being sloppy with this, as we get heavier, I want to try to recreate comp style. Because, I'm not just going to bang through 380 pounds, just like that. I want to be kind of efficient with it, not trying to rush reps. Because if that's a heavy enough weight to where if I make a small mistake, it could cost me the reps. So I want to take my time while also being, quick about it. I don't want to be, I don't want to drop the weight or set it down and then be like, 15 seconds later, try again. You want it to be a nice, good pace. So that's what I'm going to focus on. I don't know. What did I get last week? 340. I think I was getting 4s, which is not good. I was disappointed in that. And if I can match that this week or even get a set of 5, I only have 2 sets to do well, so we'll see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to mention before going into the set. I don't think there is. I guess I should mention that it's I have today off. It's Veterans Day, so I got a full night's sleep. At least 8 hours, more than the 8 hours, I think. I got my meals in. I should say meal. And it's still daytime out, and it's nice and warm out for the most part, as warm as it's going to be for November. So I'm just staring at the log over there. It's waiting for me, and I'm ready for it. So let's get warmed up and get to pressing. Get to pressing. Let's press some log repeatedly. Well, that was a little bit underwhelming. It just wasn't there today, honestly. Like, the weight didn't feel too bad. It just felt sloppy. Like I was just offline in the press, or each clean felt a little bit different. And those little things take a lot of extra energy out of you. Like if the clean was a little bit rough, that's a little bit more energy gone. If you press out in front of yourself, you got to step forward, catch it, come back. That takes energy out of you because you're stabilizing it for longer. A bad reset. It felt like not a single rep went perfect. So that's just how it is. Little mini mistakes like that are exploited pretty heavily whenever the weight gets up to that higher percentage. I don't actually know. No, I had to have done sets at this weight, clean and press each rep. I know I've done like 380 for doubles, and they're supposed to be triples, but I failed them before. So I've hit 380 for like a double, 2 doubles maybe. I think I've hit 375 for like 3, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But that wasn't great. I don't know. I don't want to, I want to think about it, think what I could have done differently, other than just execute better. But I also don't want to dwell on it too much. I'm going to have to go back and watch the video, see exactly what I was doing wrong, or if I was doing something wrong. It felt like I was pressing out in front of me a lot. I don't know. Feet were a little wide on the first set, I think. Maybe even second set. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch the videos. Like, I rewatched them already, but it was just more like it wasn't those in-depth analyzing of it. It was just like, okay, that's what happened. Can't change it right now. Move on to the next exercise. So that's what we're going to do. I got football bar blockouts, whatever you want to call them, pin press, whatever you want to call them. It's a partial bench, essentially, incline. 3 sets of 5, I think. So I went pretty heavy on this last week. We'll see if I can do better since we're 2 reps short. Last week was like 3x7, 3x5. This week I'm pretty short. So should be able to go up in weight. Something else, I mean, I don't want to make excuses for myself here, but Saturday was a long session. That was a very heavy session. Probably, I won't say the heaviest session I've done, but I don't know. There's always the recovery factor, but I felt like I recovered very well. I didn't feel beat up or anything coming into today, so I just don't. Like I said, I think in the beginning of the video, I said it just wasn't there. So I should say in the beginning of this clip, and that's the truth too. It just wasn't there. It doesn't matter if I didn't sleep well enough. It doesn't matter. Those things don't matter. It wasn't there, obviously. So now I got to think ahead to next week. Look at the videos of this week and see what I can do to improve that. Because next week, it's the real deal. Comp weight run, sort of. It's 30-second AMRAPs rather than a full 60 seconds. So, if I could squeeze 3 reps within 30 seconds, that'd be huge. So, even if I hit a double, that's going to be pretty good points, overall. So, at least I think. It's hard to tell. Everybody, I mean, it's insane how competitive everything is now. So, we'll see. Let's just get on to this next exercise here and keep working. All right, well, incline press outs, whatever you want to call them, better than I thought. I'm really bad at weight plate math. I'm good at 4 plates and up, but 3, the math in there, I'm like, I thought I was doing 355 for a set. It was 365, and then I put more weight on, and I was like, this looks close to 405. And it was like 395, and I was like, well, all right, I guess I'll do this. And then that went okay, so I was like, we'll just throw on 405. And I felt fine. It was heavy for sure. My elbow even went a little funky on that last rep. Made me a little bit nervous, but it didn't hurt anything. It was just like a weird pop and unlock. No pops, no sound or anything. It was just like it, like locked and unlocked, and it was just bizarre. It made me poke around, see like, did that do something? Doesn't feel any different, so I don't know. But what's next is lat pull downs. I need to fix my lat pull down machine because what did I do last time? I had like straight arm lat push downs or something programmed, and I used a band instead, which I almost like more than straight arm with the rope, like the cable. I like that it gets harder as you get closer to your body like that. So I may keep doing that for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever I have left of those. But right now, I can't really replicate a regular lat pull down without setting the machine back up. So all I got to do is connect one little chain. So I'll do that real quick, and then we'll, it's like 5 sets of 7 or something. So it's going to be pretty heavy. We'll see what we can do with it. Feeling better. A little disappointed in my the log, but can't let that really affect the rest of the workout. So we'll try to make up for it as best we can. All right, well, let's load up. Well, I think I have a good weight on here, but we'll see. Let's just do our first set. Yeah, that's gonna be tough here in a second. Not that it's not really tough now, but I'm worried that I might have bent that bar using it for a wrecking ball hold. It is what it is. So, my foot is wet now, my right foot. Something with metal buildings, my garage here, which I didn't realize until really getting one. I thought I did good research, but I guess I didn't. They kind of leak, so they're not sealed perfectly to the concrete. And so it's just metal being bolted into concrete. And it's not perfect, you know, like there's gonna be gaps here and there. It's not flush. And it poured all day yesterday, so I have a pile of stuff here, and it's all pretty much soaked. It's nothing that I need, but obviously I don't want, you know, I don't want really wet stuff just laying in here and then getting moldy or milk, whatever. So I gotta fix that. And my sock is wet. And I also worry that underneath my mats over here, that they're wet. I'm guessing they are. I don't see why they wouldn't be, because that side of the garage I think is a little worse because it does have a, you know, an angle. It goes to the drain in the center, but over here I have it level because I knew it was going to be a gym. So it's not nearly as bad over here, I don't think. But what I need to do, ideally I'd like to seal out the outside, but there's so much dirt and stuff crammed in there now from the rain falling and splattering mud like into the crease where the building meets the concrete. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. But in here I can definitely take some sort of sealant and go around the edges to try to stop some water. Preferably before winter I need to do that. Wish I would have done it already, but I don't have a good excuse. All right. Something I'm trying to do on these, use my lats while also pulling with my whole hand. Whenever I do these lat pull downs, I tend to pull with my pinky to try to emphasize the wide part. And I find that I don't engage my lats as well on deadlifts when I have my whole hand gripping the bar, because I'm so accustomed to pulling with my pinkies. And for whatever reason, whenever I have my whole hand on the bar, I feel it here more than I do here. So I'm not getting that lat activation and locked in feeling like I normally get. And it's just a mind muscle thing, so I'm gonna try to work on that today. I think the handle's coming off on this side. Maybe not. Ugh. So, as far as a new addition to the gym, I probably shouldn't talk about this because it seems like whenever I bring up something, it doesn't happen. Like I think I brought up the shed to you guys and how it was pretty much sold. And then it wasn't for like 3 weeks. And then finally I didn't say anything for a little while. And then it got sold. So, anyway, what is supposed to be happening is, it's probably kind of dumb on my part, but I wanted to get a new squat rack. Just because this one is it does what I need it to do, but I want something a little bit more safer, better. And I've wanted to upgrade that thing for a long time. So my plan, I'm selling that. Supposedly I'm delivering it to a guy. He paid me extra to deliver it, or he will pay me extra to deliver it and install it. Install it just means, I'm gonna carry it into the garage for him, basically. And that's with the J-cups, the mono attachments, the safety arms, the regular safety arms come with the rack. It's everything I have for it, because those won't be any use to me anyway. So the plan is to take that there Sunday and then order a new rack. But I won't have a rack for next week, which isn't the end of the world. I need it for like 3 exercises. One of which I don't really know how I'll do. I can do the bench off of the yoke. We have J-cups for the yoke. Because that was the original purpose of the yoke. We wanted to use it as a yoke, and we wanted to use it as a squat rack / bench rack, whatever you want to call it. But we realized with the crossbar and the yoke height and the J-cup length, you couldn't squat in it. So we can still bench out of it, but whenever it comes to log press, like the incline press outs I just did there, I don't know how I'm going to do those yet. I do have one more set of those. I have to do them one more time next week. And then I also have to do log incline bench one more time next week. That one I can make work. I can clean it into position. It's going to be harder for sure, but it is what it is. So, not the brightest thing on that I could have imagined. I could have waited to do it like the following weekend probably, but I don't really have a good explanation for not waiting, honestly. I didn't want it to fall through. That was a new sound. And so the rack I plan on getting, I wasn't even going to do any of this, but I got on Rogue and I saw that they have a big sale going on. So the rack I want is like $200 and some off. And I know it is because I've been staring at it for like a month or so now, because I'm getting that itch to get something else. And to my knowledge, it is the deepest rack that I've seen that they make, like 49 inches in depth. I don't know what this one is, but it ain't even close to that. I've seen 41, 43, but I've not seen anything 49, except for this one. They have a couple models that are 49, but this is like the cheapest one. So that's what I want to get. Because I want to be able to, I need more space in that rack. They're like, squatting in there, you got to take a certain amount of steps back. Benching in there isn't terrible, but squatting in there can be kind of rough. If you get a little bit off balance, you could tap the rack or whatever. Oh, another thing is, I want to get some monolift attachments again, like I use in my bench videos on here. Any pressing, really, I use them. I've never been able to use my monolift attachments on this rack because the monolift attachments hang down so low. Well, that's not entirely true. The only way I can use my monolift attachments to squat in this rack is if I use my Buffalo, Titan calls it a Yukon bar, but it's the one that has it comes a big bend. So the only reason I can use the monolift attachment is because that big bend is in it. So whenever it's racked, it goes up like this, and I can actually fit under it. But if I need to squat with a straight bar or my SSB that I use 90% of the time, probably more 95, 99% of the time probably, I can't use the monolift attachment, which isn't the end of the world. It means I just have to walk it out. But, you know, it's just one of those things that I bought these thinking I could use them for squats or... It's really windy here. It keeps beating up my garage door. But I bought those thinking I could use them for a bunch of things. And I've only been able to use them for like pressing. And I don't even press out of the rack with a barbell that often. So that's something. I just want more space inside the rack, especially to do log press, log incline, which seems to be a staple now. Being able to do that within the rack is going to be huge. You know, there's that element of danger whenever it's out in front of the rack, because I could drop it over my head. I could tip the rack forward. There's a bunch of things. It's just, the rack is too small for me. And it's a 2x3 rack, not a 3x3, so it's not nearly as stable. I don't know, there's a whole lot of things that I shouldn't be using this rack probably. It works, it gets the job done, but I want something better. Which is what I've been trying to do piece by piece since getting this garage. Upgrading things slowly but surely. I think that was 4. So the annoying part is I won't have like the monolift attachment right away or the safety arms. I'll get them at some point. Maybe I'll do it like a Christmas present for myself, or maybe I'll ask for that for Christmas or something. My wife, if you're watching, parents, if you're watching, I have a list now. But that rack has served me well. This is the second Titan T2 rack I've had. In general, I want the holes to go higher up too. They're so small. Like there's like a full, probably 8 to 10 inches of rack space that you could put holes in and make it go up higher. I have no idea why they stopped. Same with it being low. It doesn't go the whole way to the ground. Not that you'd really need it to go the whole way to the ground, but I just don't see why it doesn't. They did upgrade their rack shortly after I bought it, I believe. I actually reached out to them because I was all confused. I thought I got a defective model. Because the newer Titan T2s, the holes on their racks do go like the whole way up and the whole way down. So I actually messaged them and I was like, why is mine like this? Is this a defect? And they're like, no, that's just how that model was. I'm like, well, why would you make a model like that? That's so stupid. But I can't complain when it's like one of the cheapest racks on the market. So it served me well. Hopefully all that goes through and I didn't just jinx it by telling you guys about it. I don't know how tall that Rogue rack is. It's like the RMC 490 or something. 490, I think, because it's 49 deep. I could be wrong. I gotta look into it more. I'm excited. I get spoiled when I use it like a regular squat rack, which is not very often. Down at 580, they have good racks down there, but they're like, I still think they're 2x3s. They're like MB Power Center ones, which are super sturdy. But they're a little small for my liking too. I just want to. It's probably unnecessarily big, honestly, but whatever. All right, let's finish this up. I think this is set 5. I've waited way too long in between sets. I don't know what's next, but we'll find out together. All right, well, session's over. I really wanted to show you the football bar lockout holds because I haven't shown you those yet this prep. They felt good. 385 for sets of the way that I think I mentioned this before, but it's been a long time. So, like one set on this, depending on how my coach programs it. But for reference, this one was 5 sets of 1 pick and 5 breaths. So like I pick it, breathe and brace 5 times over, and then that's the set. So that's how it is, and it's just to adjust to heavier weights, stability. Something I've never really had much issue with, I would say, but based on how my log was today, it wasn't very stable. I don't know exactly why that would be, or if I was what it was, but that felt stable. That felt fine. So I don't know. Jeez, it is very windy out here. Yeah, that felt good. I don't really know what else to say. So big deadlift day coming up. That's gonna be a tough session. Oh, I do want to mention that I keep losing. I should have put my beard in a bun or something today because I lost a lot of beard hair doing that log today. I finished the session and just pull out chunks like there. I got another hair. It was a pretty sizable chunk. So I got to do something whenever I do log, because I'll end up bald right through here and then just have this, which you don't want. So maybe I'll trim it up, make it look a little bit better. Maybe. But deadlifts Wednesday. Got a lot of triples. The way it's programmed, there's a lot of triples leading up to my top AMRAP. I think it's an AMRAP. But all we got to do between now and then is eat, sleep, recover. Just the general building blocks to strength training. Just do all the little things right, and that makes kind of the big difference. So let's try to do the little things right between now and then. So until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.